Oh, such a mess. Electrical tape product. It's like thermal resistant masking tape. It says scrap, but they threw it out of inventory. I don't know if it's still good or not. We can probably use all that stuff for stuff. More CA. Looks black. You guys love big. Yep, it's black. There you go. That's what you guys want, right? I want the black CA, Patrick. It's pretty. Fucking pussies. More of that 3M epoxy. We had to use that in a jam before we got our new shipment of Devil's Jizz in. And I don't know what these are. This is Loctite. What is this? Some sort of acetone stuff. I'll look it up later. Yep. That's the clear. And then this looks more like the same stuff. We'll put this over here. Let's get down to business. This is the review for the brand new Echo Pro Series RD365. So I showed you guys the RD65 two-way component set. This is the three-way. It's a little different. Some people get, I don't want to say frustrated, but like confused over, what's best and all that kind of stuff. It's all good. This one has less fancy crossovers. I didn't know. Let's open them up. So fancy and compact. Look at that. Recoil branded capacitors. Steel laminate core, air core. Still in the same plane. Not recommended, that's all. And then electrolytic. So in, woofer out, mid out, tweeter out. And then you got your plus 3 dB, 0. It's not really 0. This is really 0. And then that's -3, -6. But some people get weird, so they lie to you. That's it. It's just a bigger version of that other stuff that they do. You've seen the RD65s. Doesn't hurt to look at them again. Hope everybody's doing well. I got this new buddy, Mike, who is freaking out about going to jail. He told me he would surrender himself. I go, fuck those guys. Fuck those motherfuckers. He didn't hurt anybody. It's all like drugs and guns and bullshit like that. And he didn't hurt anybody. And so I'm like, yeah, fuck those guys, dude. They're committing fraud. So get them. So like, I got the affidavits that the cops signed to get the warrant, and for me anyway. And it's all hearsay. It's all bullshit. Look at that little mid. That's cute. I like that a lot. It's actually a real cone. I don't know if you can see that. The other one kind of looked like it didn't have a real cone. I kind of like this better. So let's do a sweep. We'll do a sweep on the mid, just even though we've already seen it. And we'll do it pre-break-in. So I don't really have much time right now. I got to get these shipped out. They're supposed to ship out Friday. Then I forgot. Wife was like, let's go to dinner. I'm like, that sounds good. So let's sweep these real quick. So these still do not come with hardware. They come with mounting screws, which is fine, but they don't come with terminals. So, and I think these premium ones, especially when they're spending money on that stupid case that they got, it's made out of wood. It looks like a suitcase. I don't know what you're gonna fucking use it for, but bitch over to Wang Hai and let them know you want these terminals. So these are 0.185, and then this is 0.110. Is what those sizes are. You should see that. There we go. So, yep. Like it's not quite 1/4 inch. Let's do FS. 50 hertz. Not bad. It just means that you want to cross it up at like 100, 120. remember the rule recommended by Vance Dickinson is 1 octave above the FS for mids and tweeters. That's recommended. In some circumstances, like in home audio, sometimes you can go down further than that. It depends on how much power. Like if there's a big heat sink on the back of this, which sometimes I've seen ScanSpeak and Dynaudio do, they'll do it on the back of the Neo motor, and you can handle more power. But typically you don't want to do that anyway. So this is for the mid. The mid range has an FS of 112. So then, quiz, what should you cross this up at? That's right around 2 1/4, 250, even 300 hertz. Okay, so let's get to the next one. All right, for the tweeter, wow, 78 hertz. All right, so that's interesting, right? So it's actually just a very small full range speaker is what this would be considered. You can use it as a tweeter, and that's how they're using it. They're probably crossing it up. We're at around 4K, maybe 5K. So, and what it does is it just thins that pass band, right? Because right now it can play, again, according to the rules, so from about 78, let's say 80 hertz. So it can play up from 160 and higher, but it's going to have problems with power handling because there's too much excursion. So you don't really want to ask it to do that job. So from 160, you go, what is that, 320? That's another octave. And then 640, that's another octave. And then whatever, it goes all the way up. So you can run it down that low, but it's not going to handle a lot of power. But if you cross this thing up at like 4K, 5K, it can handle a lot of power. It can get really loud. So the biggest benefit to all this, see, and I think this packaging is just fine. It's a little less fancy than the RPM. The RPM did a, what is it? It's like a very stiff cardboard. So this is just a regular cardboard, but it's black box, which looks nice. Again, they're just trying. They're seeing what people like, what people respond to. Again, I think you should, it's under Hai Wang, H-A-I, Wang. But his name is Wang Hai, and you can contact him and give him your feedback about what you want to see, what you don't want to see, blah, blah, blah. And it also helps if you tell him what you're willing to pay. You go, hey, if you can give me whatever, like JL or Focal or Hertz or whatever, you go, if you can give me an equivalent product, I'm willing to pay this amount, whatever it is. So just tell him what the amount is. And he should easily be able to beat it. Now, sometimes there's relationships in the background that you're not seeing that the parent company has. Like, I'm allowed to criticize JL Audio and Rockford, but they're not going to do it because they do OEM work for those guys. See how that works? So that's why Wang Hai, like when I send him feedback and I go, hey, you should change this, you should do this or whatever. I said, hey, why don't you say this in the literature or whatever? And he's like, we can't. He says, it's not a good idea for business. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, but you can say it. I was like, oh, okay. I will say it then. But I think that was it. These are great for BMW, Lexus, I think Cadillac. Sometimes we'll do a 3-way. If they use the Mark Levinson system, sometimes it makes it difficult. Also, if they use the Bose system, sometimes that makes it difficult because it depends on where Bose put the amplifiers, and sometimes you got to rip out everything and then rewire it. It sucks, but again, when you go with luxury brands, they have you over a barrel because they know you're willing to pay for status. You see how that works? They go, just like a very, very good-looking, clean, big-titted prostitute, it's going to cost more than, like I was watching on Joe Rogan, he's talking about one of those comedians. He's like, I like to come on old ladies' faces that are homeless. And she's crying, I'm homeless. And he's like, take it right in your eye. So the homeless old lady is like $5, $10. So, and then like some premium escort is going to be, dude, sky's the limit. So for those girls. So that's what you're paying for. what you don't realize is that either way you're getting a nut. See, that's the end result. You feel good. That's it. That's all there is. It's all illusion. It's all bullshit. So does this look good? Yes. Does it sound great? Yes, of course it does. And so what I encourage you guys to do is, again, send your feedback to Wing Hai, and also just enjoy this equipment while you can. So, because this could all easily go away tomorrow. I don't know why it would, but you just never know. But that's a very nice cast frame. It's a very big, beefy magnet. It says 80 RMS. It did say it had ferrofluid in it, which I don't think it really has ferrofluid in it. The voice coil does look a little small, but you can look at see if it says the specs. That's one thing I liked about the RPMs is they use like a 1.3 inch voice coil. It says recommended active crossover at 100 hertz and 8 kilohertz. So it looks like they crossed the tweeter up at 8K. Which is kind of high, but whatever. And then it goes into the other speakers. Dimensions, stuff like that. TL small parameters. FS55. I don't know if you guys can see that, sorry. I'm just reading myself. Comb material, fiberglass, suspension material, PC polycotton, probably. Voice coil diameter, 1.4. See, it says on the RD365 it's 1.4. And see, and then the RD65 says 1.0. Well, if it says it in the specs, it's got to be true, right? I can't verify unless I cut that open, so. But I don't know why they would lie, but I also don't know why they would fib. Well, they would fib, like anybody that wants money, they fib to get more money out of you, so. And then the X-Max is, 4.5 millimeter, so, like that. Anyways, that's my review. Of course it's good. Of course it's a great value. I think they're doing these, I think MSRP on them is going to be right around $300. I do them for $185 shipped. If you're a dealer and that pisses you off, I apologize. I don't really have the pricing in front of me for an item like this. I think $185. Actually, I think on the website for a minute they had them for $155. They got rid of that. So I do them for $185 shipped to any state in the lower 48. And you can cash at me. Robot Underground, all one word. Love you guys. Bye.